bath. So I bet you're wondering, what became of the Ontario school teacher with monstrous prosthetic breasts that created the biggest uproar in Canada since that guy killed a moose in his kitchen with a hockey stick? And does it involve skydiving with a self-described conservative porn star? It does. It does. Which means it's time for 2023. We're in week 11, I believe. Here's what we've been reporting to bring you up to speed. According to the Toronto Sun, she, what's once a he, began identifying as female last year and started wearing massive prosthetic breasts to class. The school board still stands behind the teacher. No other choice. Now, there have been angry protests, upset parents, and aroused and confused babies. So welcome to Canada, where you can't spell identity without titty. But we still don't know if this is indeed a real thing, a prank, or a prank gone wrong. The Halton District School Board, where she teaches, has come out in support of the teacher's literally in-your-face fetish. But how about a little common sense? Women don't even look like that in my dreams. So I walk you through all this for a reason, because no one else has. And it's our obligation to provide all the coverage that's missing in this story. This is our wheelhouse, and it helps that the teacher's areolas are the size of wheels. But due to no actual work of my own, or anyone here for that matter, we have stumbled onto some actual real news. The shop teacher was recently pictured in all her immense boobery skydiving. Local pilots initially reported it as a collision of weather balloons. But no joke, apparently she was skydiving with a male porn star named Voodoo. Hopefully he's a breast man. Although that's what some might call the teacher too. Voodoo claims he didn't know who she was when she showed up to jump out of the plane. But he also claimed that due to her height and breast size, taking on a tandem skydive was a challenge. It's the first time he told a diver, if the chute doesn't open, you'll be fine if you land face down. But this raises a key question only this show has the guts to ask. Do those breasts weigh what they're supposed to weigh, or are they hollow? Like that inflatable doll I may or may not have owned in the 90s. This is key, because if you're going to transition and make the change more than just an attention-seeking fetish, shouldn't it be the real weight? And if not, is this trans teacher guilty of stolen breast valor? Huh? Thank you. How about all the natural buxom women who suffer with agonizing back pain like Dolly Parton, Sofia Vergara, and this guy? Yeah. Because if the breasts were truly their true weight, you couldn't skydive without a separate parachute for each breast, and that's assuming it clears the plane's weight restrictions for takeoff. On any normal flight, you'd have to put them in the back of the plane with the checked bag. So these breasts may be size triple Z, but you can guess by her easy movement, they're as empty as Joy Reid's head. Oh, you people. So she's packed her own flotation devices. And if there's a water landing, she can pontoon the whole crew to safety. Talk about a miracle on the Hudson. The Toronto Sun, a paper, says the teacher remains on leave due to an injury not suffered at school, which requires her to wear a boot on her foot. So, how did she hurt her foot, a reporter would ask. Did she get it caught when she was putting on her bra? Maybe she fell off the stage during a wet tarp contest. But now, she can't teach shop class. She can't teach shop class, but she can skydive. So what's that tell us? That the on-leave thing is as genuine as her Dorito-sized hubcaps. It's another word for areola. Now, this could be yet another twist to the best trolling ever. So you say teachers can identify however they want and force it on students? Cool. Hello, Playtex. I'd like to order the double Taj Mahal. And now you're sending me home for an injury? Cool. I'll go skydiving with my giant everything. I love this person. I'd hug her if my arms were 4 times longer. By the way, during the dive, the wig came off quicker than Trudeau's blackface with a toilet brush. You'd think a shop teacher would have bolted it down. Now, the Daily Mail, which reported on this, says it's not clear what the relationship is, if there is any, between Voodoo and Lamo, the woman, man, now woman. So we expected to believe that Miss Monster Boobs just randomly selected the only conservative porn star skydiver on Earth to pull off this stunt. You know, something smells fishy. For once, it's not me. But I don't care. What I do care about is how identity has embraced fetishism. Once we've obliterated the binary nature of gender, any semblance of sanity went with it. A man can identify as a cartoon fetish scribbled on a bathroom wall in 8th grade. Or in Jesse Waters' case, last Tuesday. Does it all the time. And if you don't abide, then you're the villain. Even if the truth's staring back at you with shot glass-sized nipples. Gender politics is now being exposed by its own rejection of standards. It lets anything be a woman, anything, making womanhood meaningless. Because being a woman is more than simply some guy who gets off dressing up with planet-sized breasts. But according to the trans movement, it can be. If I were a woman, I'd be pissed. And who's to say I'm not? Let's welcome tonight's guest. She puts the lips in their place with a smile on her face. Former White House Strategic Communications Director Mercedes Schlapp. He's like Fonzie, wears a leather jacket, and his office is in the men's room. Reason Editor-at-Large Nick Gillespie. She's on the no-fly list after an exterminator sprayed her condo. Fox News contributor Kat Timm. Oh, boy. And he breaks the ice by walking across the Arctic. My massive sidekick in the NWA's World Heavyweight Champion, Tyrus. Yeah, I was just thinking, Mercedes Schlapp is like the sound her breasts would make when she jumps out of the plane. And they just go back and they go Schlapp,
Schlapp,
Schlapp.
That definitely happened when she jumped out of the plane.
So, okay.
Definitely.
So, look, this is the 3rd time or so you've been on the show. We've talked about this.
Every time the boob gate story comes up, I am on the show. So
That's
you're trying
not
to send
true.
me a signal. I think
That's not true.
Really? There was more?
There's more times.
Oh, jeez.
I know because I've been there. Sorry.
Good. Well, I feel targeted, and I feel like I should go up to Canada and interview Boobgate.
I think you should. Do you think now that they've introduced a new variable,
Yes.
a conservative adult film star that we're being played?
Well, at least they're not going skinny dipping and scuba diving. That could be a huge problem if she's trying to submerge herself into the water. What do you think about that?
They could never do this. Well, the skinny dipping is very interesting. I could definitely hang around for
the
that.
male porn star.
Yeah.
The Boobgate dude. I mean, this gets complicated.
It does get complicated, and it sounds like...
What is a conservative porn star?
He wears a turtleneck when he films.
And always says a prayer.
Yes. This feels like a reality show waiting to happen. A conservative porn star, a male-to-female trans with super triple Z cubed breasts. Cubed. A little math there for people. What do you think, Nick? By the way, this is your first time discussing it. It's okay if you're a bit overwhelmed.
I am a bit overwhelmed.
Yes.
With Canadian stories, if it doesn't include Gordon Lightfoot, I just don't think it's real.
Yes.
I think it's made up.
You better take care.
Yeah.
Well, now you've made your joke. How do you seriously feel?
I cannot believe it's only Monday.
Yes.
I feel like we are so far down the greasy flagpole. I'm with that speech. Mm-hmm. This is deeply disturbing to me. I don't know where my life went wrong that I'm sitting here talking. On the most popular late night show in human history.
Yes, in human history.
You have more viewers than all the pharaohs of ancient Egypt.
Well, you know how to get applause, and I like that about you.
Thank you.
Do you think we're being put on, or do you think this
I think Canada is the funniest place on earth, and this is obviously made up.
Okay. Tyrus, welcome back.
Thank you.
Hope you had a lovely holiday.
Wonderful. This has to stop.
Okay, what do you mean? You mean me doing the story?
You
or
have to let this
You
go.
used we a lot
Yes,
in that
we.
monologue.
There is
As if
no
there's-
we.
There's no we. It's
Tyrus
you.
and Tim were not asked on this. This is your secret thing, and the only way to end this is listen. We'll take the night off, have her down, you and her one-on-one,
Yes.
60-minute interview, and get to the bottom of it because we are fed up.
Yes.
We are tired.
Are you talking for her too?
Yeah, there is
yes.
a we here.
There is a we here.
Yes.
Which
We
is-
think you need help.
Yeah, when we.
Because what bothers me the most about this, and women always seem to be on the wrong. They always get attacked, and and if you say anything about him, he's like, "Well, I'm identifying as a woman. How dare you?" But this is not how women are or women act.
Yeah.
You're identifying with stuff you saw on the internet, with porno fantasies and sex addiction to how women are, and like. It's like when you're 13 or 14, that first video you see, and you suddenly think all women, whatever conversation you have ends with them wanting to have sex with you.
Yeah.
And then you go out in the real world, and when you say hi, they don't even say anything to you. They just keep walking. So that's reality. Women aren't like this. This
Right.
is not normal behavior. This is her fantasy trying to portray, and then she wants the same protection as what it is to actually be a woman, and this is not it.
Do you think that that's what this is, or I'm going to always go back?
I think it's a mental health thing. I really
Yeah.
do because it's dysphoria. It's
Yeah.
this. You're trying to be a fantasy of what you think. A lot of times they're doing impersonations. They always talk about like, oh, I cried 5 times today,
Right.
and I can't make my mind on a restaurant. Those are
I'm such a woman.
stereotypes. I'm
Yes.
such a no. You're just an undecided person. That's not what it is to be a woman.
You're absolutely right because you see the accentuation of these kind of stereotypes.
Yeah, and that's what they're doing. They're not portraying what it is to be a woman. It's like they're living in their dysphoria fantasy of what womanhood is without actually, that's why they're not women, in my opinion.
Got it. Kat, I go to you. Dysphoria or prank?
Well, I think it's also.
only have two
You said
questions.
most women aren't like this, but also like most trans people aren't doing
No,
this.
they're not either. They're not either. But this is the one that gets on.
People in
This is the one
general
that
are
rates.
not doing this.
You can also point out that most shop teachers.
Yeah, are not doing that. Most skydivers are not doing this.
No.
And it's just we've done this so much that it's got me like I don't know what else to
It's time for
say
you to
about
go
it
to Canada.
anymore.
He needs to go to Canada.
Which I'm about ready to just say something I thought I would never say, which is if anybody in Canada wants to reach out to me, let me know if there's any other take I'm missing. Because, okay, I do want to know what injury involves wearing a boot on your foot.
Yes.
You can't go to work, but you can skydive.
Exactly.
Because I would like to use that the next time we talk about this.
But you're still going to
There will be a next time.
There is going to be.
will be.
Because you know what? We're going to get an answer to that question over my dead body.
Okay. Well,
But did I say that? Did I
If
say
you
that
try
wrong?
to catch her,
Yes.
it will be over your dead body.
Well, you know what? It just shows you what a fearless journalist I am, that against their judgment,
I'm with you, Greg.
Oh, thank you,
I'm going to stand
Mercedes.
with you because
You
it
know
was
what?
either that or covering Justin Trudeau in the drag queen show that he showed up to. I don't know. That was outrageous.
you just wait until it's your 8th time. Because that was, I think that was mine.
I think she's your go-to on-the-ground reporter. From now on.
Yeah, there you go.
Mercedes.
There you go.
You're in. All right.